Hey guys, this is Dan2134 coming to you with a Yugioh deck profile. I will be showing you my 60 card branded. This does not include the new cards that came out yet. Let's go ahead and get started. For one, I play 3 Fawn of Albaz. When he is normal or special summon, I could discard a card and use him with one of my opponent's monster for a fusion summon. Next one is Beyond the Shrouded Dragon. What he does is I could put him at the bottom of the deck and send one branded spell trap to my graveyard to draw one extra card if I need to. It is a good card to reset the hand if need be. Next, I played 2 Blazing Cartesia, the Virtuous. She is a quick effect fusion. If I control an Albaz, Fallen of Albaz in the grave or on the field, I could special summon her. Next is the 1 Tri-Brigade Mercurier. This is my hand trap of the deck. If I control a level 8 fusion monster with Fallen of Albaz, I could discard it to negate an effect that targets my monster. If by any chance this card gets banished, it lets me add a Fallen of Albaz or a monster that mentions it from the deck to the hand. The next one is my Spring and Skid. This is a special summon if I control a fusion monster on my side of the field that mentions Fallen of Albaz. This one lets me add a branded spell or trap whenever it is normal or special summoned. Then I run one of the best cards in the deck, which is 3 Branded and High Spirits. To use the effect completely, I have to show you guys a monster card from my hand, send an extra deck card from my extra deck to the graveyard, and then it gives me the effect of adding a Fallen of Albaz or a monster that mentions it from my deck to my hand. During the end phase, if this card is still in the graveyard and I did send a fusion monster to the graveyard, I could add it back to hand. This is really good for these quick effect plays, especially if I need to dump something fast. Take for example my Tri-Brigade Mercurier. It lets me send it, or if I need to banish it, I could banish it. Next is one of the best cards in the deck, which is the Fallen and the Virtuous. This effect is that I could send one monster that mentions Fallen of Albaz from the extra deck to the graveyard to destroy 1 card. But if I have an Ecclesia on the field or in the graveyard, it lets me special summon a monster from my opponent's graveyard onto my side of the field, which is really good. Then I'm going to the 1-ofs. The 1 Branded Fusion lets me send materials from the deck or hand or field to the graveyard to fusion summon. It does log me into only fusion summoning. Then I play the 1 Branded in White. It lets me fusion summon as well, but it lets me use monsters from my hand or on the field, including a dragon monster. It also allows me to banish 4 fusion materials as well. If this card is in my graveyard and I did use a Fallen of Albaz during this turn, I do get to set this card back onto my side of the field. And for the last one is Branded Retribution. This is a counter trap, really good, and then when it banishes, it target one branded spell trap card in my graveyard and adds it back to hand. Next, I'm gonna go on to my Despia engine, starting off with my 3 Aluber, the Jester of Despia. When he is normal or special summon, it lets me add a branded spell trap card from deck to hand. If this card is in my graveyard, I could target one effect monster my opponent controls, and I special summon him, but I negate the effects of my opponent's monster for that turn. Then I'm running the 1 Despian Tragedy. If it's ever sent to the graveyard, it lets me add a branded spell trap card. If it's banished, it lets me target a branded spell trap card in the graveyard and set it to my side of the field. Another one of the big good starter cards that I have is the Branded Opening. When activating, I could discard a card and search out, either add to hand or special summon a Despia monster. And it does let me conduct a fusion. Yes. For the rest of the turn that this card is activated, I'm locked into fusion summoning only. Next card is Branded in Red. This is another quick play fusion summon card. Since we're down to 1 branded fusion in pure branded, this is another way for me to get my other fusion monsters out. Well, what hurts is that I cannot attack directly with the monster after I activate this effect, which is good for me to activate it during my opponent's turn. Next card is my Branded Banishment. One of the. So this lets me target a Despia monster or a level 8 fusion monster that's in my graveyard and lets me special summon it. Then it allows me to apply the rest of the effect where I could fusion summon another fusion monster if I have the exact materials on the field or in hand. Next part of the engine is the Bystial engine. It's quite small. So my main guy for the Bystial engine is Bystial Scienir. Special summon by banishing a light or dark monster from either side of the field or graveyard. And when he is sent to the graveyard, he lets me send a branded spell trap card from the deck straight to the graveyard. This is really good since majority of the branded spell trap cards need me to send an extra deck monster to the grave to either recur them or to have extra resources in the grave. To search him out, I do run to the Bystial Lubellion. By discarding him, I get to add the Bystial Scienir to my hand. Also, if I need to bring out a continuous spell or trap card that has branded in it, I could tribute one of my fusion monsters to bring this guy out. It is a summon, so it's not technically a tribute, it's just a type of special summons. And my target for the continuation spells would be my Branded Lost. This protects my fusion monsters from card effects. Not from battle damage, but it does protect me from card effects. Next, I'm going to go into my Despia engine. Starting off with... Oh, my mistake. My Dogmatika engine. Starting off with Guiding Quim. She is a easy send a Fallen of an Albaz or monster that or an extra deck monster that mentions into the graveyard. If any monster leaves from the extra deck to the graveyard, I do get to special summon. So this just helps me send and special summon. The next one is my Dogmatika Ecclesia, the Ritualist. This is just a body that, in case I cannot get into any of my fusions, this will be a body since it cannot be destroyed by monsters from the extra deck. The next card I'm going to put up is my Dogmatika Fleur de Lis. So this card is during the main phase, if a monster is special summoned from the extra deck onto the field, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. So this is a quick special summon. It gives me an additional body on the field in case I need it. And the last 3 cards I need for this engine is the Nadir Servant. This card, I send a fusion monster from my extra deck to the graveyard. It lets me search out any of my Dogmatika cards that I need. It does lock me out of the extra deck for the turn, so no special summoning from the extra deck, but it does help me get bodies that I might need for the next turn or for the following turn. Moving on to the generic stuff. I play one idol, the Supreme Magical. This card, when he is special summoned, it doesn't let me special summon or normal summon for the turn, which is really good if I play the Beyond the Sanctifier Dragon, which I do. But this is also a really good resource since this is a dark fiend. I could send it off with Albaz to fusion summon into majority of the extra deck that I have. One of the best cards in the deck so far has its fusion deployment. By revealing one fusion monster, I special summon or add to hand one of the materials. It does lock me into fusion summoning. Another reason why I like this card in particular is because of the artwork. That artwork is really fantastic. It really surprised me when they brought out this alternate art for the deck. The next card I have would be my Triple Tactics Thrust. This lets me set any normal spell or trap card from the deck straight down. It's good for the 1-ofs that I do have. As the majority of the time I use it just to set my Branded in Red or my Gold Sarcophagus. Talking about Gold Sarcophagus, I play one Gold Sarcophagus. This just banishes any monster I need for 3 turns and lets me add it to hand. A lot of the times I'm going to banish something I need immediately to try to recur it from the banishment. And my last card is the Foolish Berry Goods. It just lets me send anything from deck to grave if I need it. Take, for example, Fallen of Albaz, Guiding Quim, Spring as Kit, Despia and Tragedy, anything like that. Just lets me send it. And that is my main deck. Going now to my extra deck. I play one Beyond the Sanctifier Dragon. It's really easy for me to bring this guy out. When fusion summoned, it does let me, or my opponent, it does let me send for cost but it also lets me special summon a monster to my side of the field and one to my opponent's side of the field. A lot of the times I will special summon the magical force onto my opponent's side of the field using his effect. Next card would be my Albaz, the Abyss Dragon. This cannot be used as materials, but I mostly want to use it to send. When it's sent to the graveyard during the end phase, it lets me grab a normal fusion or polymerization card from my deck or graveyard to hand. The next guy I run, which is a one of, is my Red Brum, the Striker Dragon. This card, if it's used for anything, if my opponent summons or uses effect, I could use his effect to negate, and then his effect in the graveyard. If it's sent to the graveyard, it lets me get a Fallen of Albaz or a monster that mentions it, and I could special summon it or add it to hand. Next is Lubillion. I like Lubillion because what it does is it lets me special fusion summon by targeting cards that is banished or in my graveyard, shuffle the materials into the deck, and lets me bring them out, or lets me bring out a monster that I need. Now we're going into the 2-ofs. I run 2 Albion the Branded Dragon. When this guy is fusion summoned by discarding 1 card, I could banish the cards on my side of the field or in my graveyard to fusion summon. When it is sent to the graveyard by a card effect during the end phase, it lets me add a branded spell trap card from the graveyard or the deck and lets me set it. The next 2 of is my Titanic Lad, the Ash Dragon. This, I just use them to send. It gives me a Dogmatika card that I need or a Fallen of Albaz that I need. The next card I run a 2 of is Grangol, the Dusk Dragon. When he is summoned, it lets me send a level 6 or higher monster from either the deck or the extra deck to the graveyard. Light or dark monster from the deck or extra deck to the graveyard. When my opponent activates a monster, any type of monster effect, I could send this to the graveyard to negate the effect. When this guy is sent to the graveyard, it lets me add a Dogmatika. During the end phase, it lets me add a Dogmatika monster or a Fallen Albaz. The next guy I play 2 of is Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade is one of the boss monsters of the deck. It was the main boss monster when Branded first came out, but currently it is one of the boss monsters. The second boss monster of the deck is in fact the dragon that devours the Dogma. I use him to bring him out. I need one light and dark monster, one Fallen of Albaz, and a 1 effect monster. This is a really good super poly target if I needed him to come out fast, but he is also really good with Fallen of Albaz if I'm going second. Going into the side deck now, I run 3 Nibiru the Primal Being. This card's really good if I need to reset the field. Not to mention that a lot of cards that I would be sending to the graveyard get their effects triggered by this effect. The next one of is the last of the Bystials, one Bystial Magnet and one Bystial Jeweled Worm. Magnet is easy as special summon, and during the end phase, it does recur me a dragon monster even if this card leaves the field. Jeweled Worm is an easy special summon. This lets me recur a spellcaster monster from the graveyard and it lets me special summon it. Then one of the cards that I do have in the deck that I need to find more targets for is my Super Poly. I do have 3 on the side for right now until I'm able to get more of the fusion materials that I need. I don't have many right now, but I do plan on getting some soon. Then I also run 3 fusion duplications. It is a really good way for me to just banish branded fusion from the deck or graveyard to use the effect. It does have a little cost to it, but I am able to give back the branded fusion from banishment, so it does give me 2 fusions if possible. The last card I have for the side deck is 3 the Black Goat Laughs. This is a really good card to stop certain cards. This is a really good card against a mirror match as well, with the new white dragon and whatnot. So that is my branded deck for you guys, deck profile. I would like to give a shout out to GXGAMERS. They're the ones who helped me come up with the cards I need to come up with this branded deck. I also wanted it to announce that sooner or later I'm going to start doing a opening and a series called Fire versus Water. It is going to be a set battle between two separate sets, and they will be clashing against each other for both regular meta play and for Genesis play as well. So stay tuned for that, and thank you very much.